The darn loop got us from earlier. I'm Josh Kirby. This is episode 246 of the Kirby on Sports podcast. So glad you're with us. We have a Super Bowl champion, the Seattle Seahawks, over the New England Patriots. So glad that you are with us. Episode 246, short and sweet, but due to scheduling, we're getting this done tonight, recapping the Super Bowl, and a proper episode the week after. I'm joined by the weapon, Dan Dembski. No time long see, buddy.
Yeah, it feels like I just saw you today. I think I did. But yeah.
Oh yeah. So
we talked a little pregame, and now we're doing a little postgame. So this is
good. Seahawks Super Bowl champions.
Yep, just like we all predicted. Not quite the way we all thought, I don't think, but we'll get into that, I'm sure.
Yep, absolutely. And Carlos Martina. Wait, I just saw you, Carlos.
I know, man. Like, it's truly. I mean, we did a pregame, we did the game, and now we're doing a post-game show together. What is going on here, dude? I've spent too much time with you today, Kirby.
Yeah, you really have.
I know.
Let's see your heart.
The trophy presentation on the field. So before we begin, our sponsors, the title sponsor of the Kirby on Sports podcast, Frederick County Parks and Recreation, PM Plus Reserve, Shenandoah Primitives, Mark Francis with Icon Real Estate, Bear Pest and Termite Services, Mark Lynch with Guild Mortgage, Shenandoah Music, Icon Media, On the Road Driving School, New Look Landscaping, and Barry Pearson with Equipment Share Advanced Solutions. Don't forget about Don't Sleep Energy, the official energy drink of the Kirby on Sports podcast. Use promo code KOS podcast for 12% off your order every single time. Boys, this was not the greatest Super Bowl ever. This just sort of flubbed for the most part. I mean,
that was really hard to live stream. I'm not going to lie to you.
That was
a tough live stream for us. Yeah. We did our best, though.
Dan, what were your thoughts since you weren't in the live stream?
Yeah, I mean, it was a snooze fest for the first half and a good portion of the third quarter until finally, when Seattle scores the first touchdown, my mind just thinks, okay, this game's over. And that pretty much was the case. Like, we kind of said early on, like the first team, on the pregame show, the first team to kind of get in a roll on offense and maybe score the first touchdown could end up winning this game. Ended up being the truth. Yeah, it was a pretty boring game, and just Seattle's defense was just electric from start to finish. I mean, 7 sacks in this game of
6.
Drake?
It was 6.
6 sacks. Okay, 6 sacks of Drake May.
Unless I missed one there on that last drive.
Yeah, it was either. I'm not going to say it, but it was either 6 or the other one.
Yeah, they're not counting the touchdown, like the sack to touchdown. They're not counting that as a sack. They're counting it as an interception.
Right. But yeah, they were just suffocating like they've done to so many other quarterbacks in the NFL throughout this season. And yeah, Drake May was seeing ghosts out there, and it was pretty rough. A pretty rough game for the Patriots in general, and their defense just couldn't do enough to keep them in this game. So. It was a brutal game for Patriots fans, I'm sure.
I mean, you mentioned whoever got the first touchdown getting on a roll. First touchdown, not till the third quarter, but the defenses, they showed a lot of spark, but just New England not able to get anything, no production on the offensive side of the football, but Seattle doing a little bit more. I know in the beginning it was more field goals, but after that third quarter, it seemed like they were starting to click. They wanted it more, and eventually get it being crowned Lombardi Trophy with the Super Bowl 60 champions.
Oh my God! Look, let's talk JMU. Let's not.
Nick.
I mean, it would be 10 times more interesting than what we just watched. But yeah, no, like you said. I mean, ultimately, like, Seattle's offense wasn't finishing drives, but they were at least getting something going to get into field goal range and score points, whereas New England couldn't even get past their, the damn 40-yard line or their opponent's 40-yard line and get into field goal range. So it was a tough watch. It was a really tough watch. And I think it just proved that New England was just 1 year too early. They weren't necessarily ready for this moment. And the cards just played out for them to get here. They did win those games, but we saw in the playoffs that offensively, they just didn't have it the way that they had it in the regular season. And now they face the best defense in the league. And you see what happens. That left side of the offensive line couldn't hold a block to save their lives.
Yeah.
And Drake May was under pressure the whole time. And his weapons just didn't really show up until a little bit in the fourth quarter. But by then, it was too late.
Well, the offensive line was not doing him any favors. They were just getting crushed.
Two rookies on the offensive line.
Yeah, Campbell especially got picked on early and often in this game. And
I mean, Campbell's been like the bane of Patriots fans' existence for the past 7 weeks.
Yeah. And you got to give Seattle credit. The way they dial up. I mean, a lot of times they're not even really blitzing any extra rushers. They're just 4 down linemen coming right at you, and they're able to. And
they're pulling an Eagles on the Chiefs.
Yeah, exactly. That's the craziest part of this whole thing was that they weren't doing anything fancy on defense, and that's not their style necessarily on defense.
I told you, Carlos, Kenneth Walker MVP.
That's crazy work because it shouldn't be Kenneth Walker. I'm sorry, he's not the MVP. The defense is the MVP. So give it to a defensive player. Like Kenneth Walker? I'm sorry, no.
I don't know. He had some sort of Super Bowl. I don't know if it was a record or what for rushing yards, but maybe not rushing yards.
I mean, he rushed the ball a lot.
I mean, congrats. He got yardage. He didn't score a touchdown. And again, that it was the defense. It was that defense that was say what you will. We all know who the real MVP of the Super Bowl was. It was the entire Seahawks defense.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Carlos, but I'm just saying at that time, I was like, Kenneth Walker, I think he might get it, and he got it. But your point's very valid, though.
Well, this is one of those situations where we live in an offensive era of NFL
Absolutely.
football.
I agree.
Where they're not going to give the credit to one defensive player.
I also think it's because it was the whole Seahawks. It wasn't one guy on the Seahawks defense that was just dominating. It wasn't an Aaron Donald dominating. It was literally the whole entire defense just was so good.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to ask you, Dan. I think me and Carlos agree. The Liquid IV commercial was more interesting than the Super Bowl.
The commercials were all kind of not great.
Commercials were terrible this year.
They were not great.
I can't okay. I think the only ones that I really liked was the Budweiser one.
Yeah, that was a good one. The Clydesdale one. With Freebird.
That's the only memorable one I have.
Some of them were mildly amusing, but yeah, there was none that I was like, wow, this is really good. It's gotten to the point now where it's the cost of a commercial is so outlandish that I think a lot of these companies are we don't have the resources or the time or the creativity to put into it. You got to pay for the time, in the Super Bowl, and then you got to pay high production costs for, a 15, 30-second commercial. The creativity just isn't there anymore. It feels like it's been a long time since we've had a Super Bowl with great commercials. It's been a while. Yeah, and I think tomorrow when more sleep and my brain's clear, I'll have to go back and see what people think of the top 10 commercials or whatever, and see if I can even remember them. I can remember 10 of them because I really can't. I can remember 2 or 3.
I mean, the other thing is that a lot of big movies didn't even drop their trailers during the Super Bowl. Avengers didn't drop their trailer for the Super Bowl.
Right.
We didn't see a Supergirl trailer. What else? That's all I can think of that are big, the big franchise. I mean, you didn't see the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. They dropped it online instead. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it's just too much. But yeah, the only thing that was really knocked my socks off, I should say. I don't know where I was going with that. The halftime show was just really great.
Oh yeah,
really great.
Absolutely.
As we all thought it would be. So that was the nice.
Lady Gaga was a big surprise. I didn't see that one coming.
No, I didn't either. And that rendition that she did of
it was great. It was a nice little Hispanic version of it. I was like, yes. I want that now. I want that version on my phone.
I kind of do too. It was really nice. But yeah, the game itself. I mean, we kind of said this pregame, right? Like Sam Darnold just had to not.
He just had to be average.
He had to be average, and
He
he
just
was.
had to be average.
He
That's
was.
it.
And yeah, I mean, we were just talking during the live stream too.
Mhm.
This would have been a better Super Bowl with Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Or we thought about what if the Bills were in this spot.
It goes back to what I said. The Patriots just got here too early.
Yeah,
They're 1 or 2 years too early to the Super Bowl, and it showed that they just truly. I mean, circumstances worked out in their favor. Fortunately or unfortunately, to where they had, somebody had to make it here. And it just worked out for the Patriots with the Bo Nix injury, them playing, these two other teams that just the quarterbacks didn't play great. I mean, it's not as if the Patriots blew these teams out of the water. It's more so like, hey, somebody had to win, so it just went in their favor. Like when you really go armchair quarterback at, hindsight's 2020 type stuff. Like, were they really better than these teams? I don't know. It's more so just Justin Herbert played terrible, and so did CJ Stroud. And then Bo Nix gets hurt, and you're playing, Stidham, and then a blizzard comes and hits the stadium, in that second half, and nothing nothing happens in that second half. And now you come here to the Super Bowl, and you're playing the best defense, the best team, in the NFC, and you just saw what happened. It just didn't work. And that's no knock on the Patriots. The Patriots defense was phenomenal tonight. Is that offense just had nothing.
Yeah, this was this was a 9-0 game going into the half. And you think the Patriots are right there. They just have to make a play or two and score a touchdown, or even even kick a field goal in that third quarter, and they're right back in the game. But of course, their offense could not answer, could not do anything. And most of it, I think, falls on the offensive line, and Drake May as well. But they also just couldn't run the ball. They couldn't do anything on offense. And Seattle's defense just seemed to know it was coming each and every time the Patriots snapped the football. It was quite stupefying to see, for sure. But I mean, hats off to Mike McDonald, what he's been able to do with this Seahawks team. It pains me as a Ravens fan to see that, of course. But also at the same time, I have to root for him and really tip my cap to him for all he's done out there in Seattle and the great team he's built. And
absolutely,
the start of this thing, right? We'll see if Seattle can put it back together next year and run it back. It's the hardest thing to do is to get back in the Super Bowl after making it one time.
Yeah, we know it's tough to repeat. That's why only two franchises ever done it, which was the Patriots and then the Chiefs. But
exactly.
It's really hard to do it. And you got to think next year, the AFC side is going to get better. We're going to see what the Chiefs do. We're going to see what the Bills do. We'll see what the Ravens do. And you got to think the NFC side is going to, my God, the Rams have a top, pick in the draft this year.
That's a good point.
And there's a lot that's going to change up in that division alone, and let alone the NFC conference in total. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think we all kind of knew, like, whatever team came out of the NFC was most likely going to win the Super Bowl with the way the playoffs kind of were shaping out. I think, what we said earlier, I think, if it was Josh Allen, Bo Nix, one of those guys, in this position instead, I think it would have been a more entertaining game. Do I think they would have beaten Seattle? I don't know. Because I think the other reason why Seattle struggled offensively is just because that Patriots defense was so good.
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't know if that would necessarily correlate with the Buffalo's defense, right? Like, I think Sam Darnold would have more of a field day with Buffalo's defense versus New England's defense. So, but I also think Josh Allen would make more happen against Seattle's defense than Drake May made happen. So it might have been a more entertaining game, but I still think the outcome might have still been the same. Seattle still comes out on top.
Yeah, I don't think you can play those scenarios because it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
It doesn't matter. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, Josh Allen had 4 turnovers in the game against them, so it's it is what it is. But no, I just think maybe Seattle was just the buzzsaw this year, and maybe we didn't really recognize it as such until until we got into this game. I think we kind of underrated them a little bit, to be honest.
No, I think we underrated them a lot because I truly just thinking about all our episodes and who we talked. I don't think we ever fully gave Seattle their credit for how good they were, and I think it's because of Sam Darnold. I think it's just
we were waiting for him to.
The stigma of Sam Darnold from obviously everything in his career that's happened and not really trusting him. And it turns out we should have been like, hey, come on, you got to get. They're playing great. You got to give him a shot.
We really waited for him to fall down that hill, and he never
happened.
And he never did, because we saw it last year in the playoffs for the Vikings.
It's just that's always been him, right? He'll have a stretch where he plays great, and then he goes pumpkin mode, and it did not happen this year. And that's credit to him, for shaking that off. And again, he just needed to be an average quarterback. He didn't have to be, the greats, that we have in this league.
Totally.
Because they have such a great defense, he didn't need to do it.
Once again, I said this on stream. I think I've said it before. This game and the Seahawks winning is the reason why the Vikings fired their general manager. Because they let Sam Darnold go.
Yeah, and they, put their money on 9.
Yeah, that was I thought that was bad from the start.
Look, I mean, you spend a first round draft pick on the kid, you have to give him a shot, But in my opinion, it was Sam Darnold had you competing for the 1 seed. I don't know. I never thought JJ McCarthy was that great of a quarterback in college.
Agreed.
I thought it was more so the system. I thought it was Harbaugh. I thought it was the running attack. And I thought it was that Michigan defense. I never thought it was really JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy was never a guy who lit up the college world like that. And
he was
for him to get that first round draft pick and for Minnesota to bank on him to be the guy when you had a guy who just won you what he won 14 games that year last season.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a catastrophic mistake. They should have kept Sam Darnold and they didn't. And he goes to Seattle and goes and wins. And how does that make Geno Smith feel knowing that he was the quarterback of that last year and now he's watching them go win a Super Bowl and it turns out he's the problem. And then you see Vegas absolutely has sucked with him.
Yeah. I know.
It's hard.
Again, I wish it was a more exciting Super Bowl, but that's just the cards that were played again as the Seahawks defeat the Patriots 29-13.
Can we talk about the great field position too? The Dixon over and over again for Seattle's punter. Constantly.
Oh my God. You see him getting rushed, every guy, and he just pooch punts it and it goes out of bounds at the 4.
That's what I was trying to say.
Oh my God.
Cut me off. But he pinned the Patriots deep so many times, and I think that was part of the reason why they could never get going because you get pinned inside the 20-yard line every time, and
they never really got great field position. I mean, there were sometimes the Patriots that get great field position, but basically on those punts, I guess I've never really paid attention to this guy, so I'm new to him, so he's great. He definitely, you can make the case that he was kind of the MVP too because he was pinning the Patriots back.
But no,
And
they have to stick with an offensive guy for MVP.
yep, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, they
You're
can't.
right.
They could never choose another player, especially not special teams.
When was the
Unless-
last defensive? Here, I'll look it up.
I can tell you the last special teams MVP.
Yeah, it was Mark Mosley. We know.
Yes. Thank you.
Wait, that was league MVP though.
Yeah, that was
league
league MVP,
Bowl
not
MVP?
Super Bowl.
No, league MVP.
No, I'm talking about Super Bowl MVPs, big guy.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
He's
sure
the
then.
only special teams player to win league MVP.
And that was on a lockout year.
A strike, strike shortened season.
Okay, let's see here. The last, oh my God, I should have known this one. The last defensive player to win was Von Miller 10 years ago.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's right. He was, because he was electric.
He was a beast. 6 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 1 pass defended. And then before him, it was Malcolm Smith for Seattle because he had the interception for a touchdown, the fumble recovery, and 10 tackles.
Wow.
There you go.
So it's been a while.
So yeah, it's been 10 years since the last time a defensive player won.
I mean, I feel like if a quarterback on a Super Bowl winning team has a decent game, they're going to win MVP. It's just kind of the default.
Kind of. I mean, Cooper Kupp won it over Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Cooper Kupp won it. Julian Edelman won it, but that was the Super Bowl where that was the Rams Patriots Super Bowl. So.
Right. That was like they were trying.
Where
to
it was like
anybody.
defensive battle, and Julian Edelman got like a couple good plays here and there, and he won it.
Yeah.
So 29-13 Seahawks over the Patriots. Carlos, are you able to give us final pick'em standings after this game? Because I know ours went over just to solidify everything.
Okay, so to solidify everything, the final standings are Jackie finishes in first place as we already knew. She will have a 72-48 final record.
Wow.
Me and Kirby both will finish at 70-51, but due to the Price is Right rules, a point total for your score prediction, Kirby finishes in third place and I finished in second place because the final count of points was 42. Kirby's was 41.
Oh, man.
So once again, he gets screwed by the Price is Right rules because last year, that's how he ended up in last place. This year, he ends up in third place. And then, of course, Dan finishes 66-55. He is in the Kirby zone, our biggest loser of the pick'ems this season. Boys, it was a great season. We have a new champion.
Yes, it was.
And it'll be interesting to see how we do next season. Hopefully, we can get a better hang of this and get back to how we used to pick because this was abysmal by us. We went from 80-game getting 80 games correct down to like 70, and in your case, Dan, 66.
This was a hard year to pick games.
It was so hard.
This was unprecedented. I think if you would have asked anybody who would have picked who's picked
it was
in the past
it
to
was
pick with us.
It was the Thanksgiving week that just from then on it was like, dude, we can't get a hold of this. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, we couldn't buy a win. It was crazy.
We got some wins. We couldn't buy a winning record for the week.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
That's my goal next year is to get better at that.
Well, my goal is to blow you guys all out the water and win by 10 games. So
there we go.
That's a lofty goal. I like it.
So
I was well on my way, and then I just crashed and burned.
So, as I said from the top, we're going to give you a proper episode and bring you some more. We'll try to bring you some more sports coverage from all over as we've reached the lull in the season with the NFL season ending, but we do have to make this one short.
Well, look, we got some things coming up. You know, we got Winter Olympics coming, happening right now. We got
it's literally on right now. Mike
we got
Treat
the NFL draft coming up. We got March Madness. We got playoff NBA basketball. That's when NBA actually gets good. Yep. We got playoff hockey. And then of course we got the big kahuna this year. We got the World Cup in the United States. We'll hopefully do some good coverage of that. And, hopefully, the 3-man booth won't disappear completely. We've been discussing trying to keep this going throughout the off season as well, not necessarily disappearing like we normally do. And we'll figure it out.
I'm currently watching downhill skiing. So
yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Mike Tirico sent it off straight from the football field.
Yeah, he's gotta go to Milan.
Yeah, he'll be on a flight tonight, I guarantee you.
Yeah, he'll be there tomorrow.
God, that must be brutal.
Well,
gentlemen, any last words?
No, great season by us. We'll be back next week to wrap it all up officially. We just wanted, due to scheduling conflicts later in the week, we wanted to make sure we got all 3 of us on. So we decided to tough it out and go late into the night and give you guys a quick show.
Yeah, this was a lot of geez, I am tired. This was a really fun season. Obviously not as great for the pick'ems wise for me, but I think in general it was just really good to once again have another season with a 3-man booth to see this season through with you guys. And we had a lot of fun moments. We talked about a lot of great matchups and a lot of great games, and we got to talk about a worthy champion tonight in the Seattle Seahawks. So that was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
It truly was a very interesting, very weird NFL season. I wish I could say that this game was the icing on the cake, but it really wasn't. So
back-to-back Super Bowls where it just wasn't.
Yeah.
It really sucks.
Yeah.
I know.
Next year.
But with that, there's always next year.
Hopefully, because it looks like I was talking to Kirby about it just really quick before we jump off. It's like every 10-year Super Bowl is just not good. Like this one wasn't good. 50 wasn't good. 40 wasn't good. 30 wasn't good either. That was the one with the Cowboys and the Steelers. And the Cowboys just completely dominated that game. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The 10-year Super Bowl is cursed. So never expect a good game.
Oh, yeah. But with that, we are not disappearing. We will be back next week, bringing more stuff, however that may come, however the content gets there. We will be sure to bring it to you the best way we know how, as the 3-man booth. Gentlemen, a fun ride throughout the course of the NFL season. Looking forward to next week and what's to come during the NFL offseason.
Yeah, go Chiefs, baby. We're coming back. The Arrowhead Invitational will be back next year.
Ravens will be back in the mix next year. Lamar Jackson, a healthy Lamar Jackson.
And we can all agree the Commanders won't.
Hey, I'm telling you, the Commanders with that rebrand.
He swears just because of the post that they just put that they're about to do this major rebrand and bring the Spears back, just because they have the Spears in the picture. And I'm just like,
I don't know. I think that's
Kirby,
what I've been hearing.
they're not. They're not bringing the Spears back.
All right, well, I'm just saying.
But get off the internet, Kirby. Get off
social
media.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Did you like the meme I sent earlier, though? The Super Bowl.
Oh, the one where, yeah. That one was funny.
Thursday Night Football.
That one was funny.
Yeah. Here's another one I'll leave you with. So I saw another meme, and it's at $400 for parking, public parking.
Oh, yeah, we talked
Super
about
Bowl. And then a guy tweeted underneath, here's a way to cheat the system. Park on the sidewalk, get towed, and you only spend $250 on the impound fee.
That's pretty good.
It's ridiculous. Dude, Super Bowl prices are absolutely ridiculous.
That's a cheat code.
It's crazy work. That $400 for parking is insane.
Apparently, somebody listed a Super Bowl ticket, lower bowl, for $50.
Yeah,
the day
saw
up.
That. I saw.
Somebody picked it up. Unreal.
Lucky bastard.
Unreal.
Yeah.
All right, we got to run. For Josh Kirby, Dan Dembski, Carlos Martinez, this has been a shortened episode 246 of the Kirby on Sports podcast. Thank you to each and every one of our sponsors for their support throughout the course of this NFL season, and we will catch you soon. Have a great week ahead.